saying. At least you have your health.
Health's not good enough.
Not everyone shares your sense of humor.
Health is wealth.
Evolve. Evolve.
We evolve through pain.
Evolv The Podcast.
Andrea and Julie.
It's time to begin.
Hello.
Hi again.
And hi to everyone watching. Welcome.
Or listening.
Oh, listening. That's right.
Not everybody's television orientated, Julie.
Well,
just because you have a history on TV.
not in the car, because that would be dangerous, Andrea.
It would be dangerous, but you can watch us while we're discussing that on YouTube, Spotify, and that's pretty much the places you can watch us.
What about TikTok?
You can watch little bits of us on TikTok. I put very funny things that you don't hear in the podcast on our social media. So if you want to see what happens behind the scenes and how silly we can be.
I was going to say, which bits?
Oh, there's a lot of bits.
Oh, there is a lot of bits on TikTok.
So make sure you follow us, Evolv The Podcast, no E.
Follow us.
Like, share, tell your friends about us.
Yeah. Stalk us.
Stalk us,
But
yes.
not in person.
Now, if you listened last episode, we were talking about things that it got a lot of people talking amongst my friends and family, amongst yours.
Mine as well.
On our social media, because we talked about childhood food trauma.
It's a thing.
It's a lot of thing.
Yeah. I had people come back to me, I'm not sure about you, but one of the things that they came back with, it was again the fruit thing, the pork and pineapple. But also in there was was something that perhaps I'd chosen to forget, which was spam.
Spam. You know that?
Spam in a can. It was ham in a can. And it's still around.
It was a staple for my grandma.
And Dad too, actually.
One of the biggest selling things over in Hawaii.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
They love it.
You know what? I used to love Hawaii.
Maybe not so much now.
Not so much now.
Spam on everything.
Yeah, I know. It's a
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
Now on TikTok, we had people talking about lamb's fry.
Oh, I forgot that one. Lamb's fry and the smell of it.
Parents used to try and bread it. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know. The breading that I remember was over. It was breaded. Isn't it like a brain?
Yeah. Or is that liver?
I don't know.
Either way, parents shouldn't have been feeding their kids offal.
I agree. That's not right.
One lady, we were talking about apricot chicken and how horrific it is. One lady said her mum used apricot nectar, so no real actual apricots, and she loved it.
Yeah, she's wrong.
I blocked her.
Yeah, I could. Sorry.
And another one was talking about the fact that their mum used to cook the blandest food and they do not vibe, and I quote, "We do not vibe with red meat meals where it's just like a chop and vegetables."
Yeah, that's a bit dry. Do you know what? My dad was a bit old school and still is really, and the meat and 3 veg still flies with him.
My mum was the same. It was, she was busy working, so we'd come home and she'd do the vertical grill, and my brother was really upset that I didn't talk about.
Do you know what? There is health benefits.
There
in
is
that.
health benefits. That's why she used to use it, the vertical grill. But she would open a can of potatoes and a can of carrots and whack them on the...
What, the vertical grill?
No, in little saucepans while the vertical grill was grilling, and the frozen peas
may
and
as well
beans.
Drink the water, as they said. Yeah.
I actually still to this day don't mind a little canned potato. I'm just saying.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and we're still taking your food traumas on social. Please feel free to message us and tell us what your food traumas are.
Exactly. We'll help you through those times.
Yeah, we will. And we'll talk more about food trauma because I have a feeling there's just so much more out there yet to be unravelled.
It seems to be.
Now, we are going to be chatting to a former gladiator tonight.
Yes. Very exciting. An amazing human being doing some amazing things.
She really is.
Yeah.
Let's learn a little bit more about Lourene Bevaart.
Lourene is a physical education teacher from Victoria. She's also an international karate champion.
That was the introduction you would get on Gladiators in the 90s when you were a challenger.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a bit inspiring, isn't it?
It was.
Get you going.
Lourene Bevaart was a challenger.
I think she was the ultimate challenger, actually.
That's a pretty big call.
Yeah.
And she became a gladiator. She became...
Glacier.
Glacier.
Yeah.
this ginormous blonde scary thing.
And well, I don't know about that, but she was a bit scary actually. She was tough.
She was tough.
And it was well deserved. She was amazing as a challenger, and she's amazing as a gladiator.
Yeah, and so that wasn't normally a thing when you won Gladiators, you became a gladiator,
No.
but it did happen for her.
It did. I think they were probably looking for someone, they were retiring someone. They brought someone in, and I think it was just before the final that they said, win this and we'll give you a spot. So
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And she earned her place.
Well and truly.
And she's still out there on socials doing incredible things.
Yeah, empowering predominantly women, but empowering people to be their best selves, which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a couple of other irons in the fire, and we'll talk about that. She's a busy mum of 2.
Yeah.
I think it's just time to have a chat to our friend Loureen Bevaart, personal trainer to Russell Crowe, Shane Warne.
Yeah. Amazing.
Now, Loureen, I'm having a Gladiator reunion right here. Fury, Glacier, look at them go. Aren't they beautiful?
Well, Loureen is looking gorgeous. Love that colour on you. Matches your beautiful eyes.
I don't think you have aged at all from the 90s series. What is going on?
I think you're looking more stunning than ever.
Yeah.
Well, that's a compliment. Thanks, guys. Yeah, look, there is a few more wrinkles and creases. There is, but hey, I do look after myself. But look at you two.
Yes, look at us.
Yes, nearly hitting 50, and you have hit it and jumped over it, haven't you?
I haven't, not at all. I've aged backwards. I don't do that.
Sure. Now, Loureen, I'm so impressed by the fact that not only were you a gladiator, your karate career. What an incredible career. 5-time world champion?
Yeah, and I know, and I just loved it. Just loved it. It really made me who I am today as well. There's so many disciplines and skills that you learn from karate that you use in everyday life. So definitely had a lot to make me who I am today.
That's what I was going to say. Like, there's so much discipline in karate. Do you find that, like, as a gladiator or anything that you tackle, like that number one thing would be perseverance, self-control? What's the big thing out of
resilience? Perseverance, resilience, grit, respect, and to enjoy the journey, because karate is not about achieving your black belt in 12 months. It's the journey.
Yeah.
It's about embracing it, about becoming a better person and becoming the best karateka that you can be. So you could have 40 students on the floor.
Yep.
And they all might be going for black belt. Well, there's different degrees of black belts. There's going to be that real athletic, dynamic one, but the person on the other end of the line, it's the best they can be.
Yeah.
They're still a black belt, but for them, and they've grown and they've learned the skills, and it's just an incredible art. It really is.
And it's not always, I think a lot of people think martial arts is, person against person, but it's really a matter of self-discipline and mental,
Mind.
exactly, and I think that's shown up in things like katas and so forth, where you're just fully engrossed in what you're doing, and it's quite spectacular to watch.
If I look back at it now, I don't know how I did it, right? Like training 2 to 3 times a day, full-time job, the traveling, the discipline, day in, day out. Like I always just had this huge passion to be number one.
Loureen, you're doing that right now in your life today.
Doing it.
Different thing, but every day that you're doing those sort of things. So, yeah.
And you're a mum of 2 very active girls. I was watching some things about your family.
Yeah. She's a stalker.
I am a stalker. Horse riding, they were
rowing,
marathons, and like everything.
Yeah, rowing's the consuming sport, isn't it?
Which is really good because look at what sports can you excel in as a woman that gets the support and can go really far.
Soccer apparently now.
Well, soccer's great now, absolutely, which is great, right?
And I'm backing in the AFL.
So boys have a lot more choices and get a lot more support. It's changing. So when I had my girls at secondary school, I wanted them to have a school where there was a sport where they could get heavily involved, because sport teaches you so many lessons about, the busier you are, the more successful you are. Yeah. You create really good habits, discipline, and that goes into other areas of their life as well. So I hope hope it does anyway. Well, I think it's been good for them.
And
I
you know
really
what?
do.
I think too with rowing and team sports like that, they're surrounded by other like-minded people, who are all, pushing for the same type of result. And I think that's another life lesson to learn as well,
Yeah, yeah. And like they're in a team environment, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean.
old individual. So all it was is as selfish it was all about me. I didn't have to worry about
And I was
this one.
exactly, and I was the same. It was all, it was all individual. So it's a different mindset, isn't it? So I love the fact.
Totally different.
Yeah, I love the fact that the girls are doing something that's team orientated.
But they probably didn't
I
have
don't know how to
much.
do it. Like tomorrow morning they're on the water at 5:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Like it's cold, drizzly, and they never whinge. They never have trying to get excuses to get out of it. They just go. And I think that's something I taught them very early on.
Yeah.
Whatever you start, you finish.
I was going to say, with a mum like you, it's no doubt that they have the love of fitness, sport, and a lot of discipline, yeah?
Yeah. I guess that's just come from me. So, yes, it's a good thing. I suppose that sometimes it can be probably a bit harsh as well. So,
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, single mum, my children would say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But harsh but strong, and I think too it leads on to a feeling very good about hopefully about your mental health as well. Stringing together the fitness and that positive mindset. I think it sets them up really well.
Oh, young girls today, I mean, the things that they have to face and challenge about themselves and their place in the world, it gives them a lot of confidence moving forward, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I didn't grow up with the social media that they do.
Yeah.
Which is very hard. The comparison, the unrealistic world that social media sort of gives to our young adults, it's very, very hard. I think it's a great idea. I think I'll probably get blasted for this, how the government wants to bring in that 16-year-olds and under are going to be really sort of monitored on social media. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
And you know what? I'll probably get blasted along with you because I see huge merit in doing that. It's just I've seen the negative sides of this for young people, and it far outweighs the positives.
We were talking about it just earlier. There was a girl on TikTok who just appeared in my feed, and she's counting all this cash. She's a sex worker, and she's brazenly showing how much cash she makes, explaining to girls what she does and how much she makes. And I thought, I have a son, but if I had a 14, 15-year-old girl watching that,
and a big play on the money that she's bringing in, which is obviously, if people are battling or wanting, cash, look, I can do that. I can, and there's so many of those, what I see is really negative things come across. And again, we might be slammed for that, but I really don't care.
People will say, she's empowering herself, she's going to buy houses and all that stuff. Yes, true, but
become a parent.
Yeah,
have a look at where that leads you.
Where's the reality of that situation? She doesn't really show that side.
I agree.
It's a very glamorized side of what she does.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that's one platform. The stuff that's on there is incredible, but that's another topic, right?
Yeah, exactly. So how do your girls deal with the fact that mum was a gladiator? Now, Jules, I know your kids, well, some of them love it. Like they're talking to people on Insta and your mum was Fury and they love it. What about your kids? Do they enjoy that?
They don't really say a lot to me, but they do have a lot of friends, especially when the Gladiator series came on earlier this year. Oh, is your mum a Gladiator? Oh, my God. And their mum, my mum used to watch your mum. She they cringe at the thought of that, right?
Yeah.
So no doubt proud, but they never really say anything to me. But they do probably share lots of stories and sense.
I remember when mine were younger, and my parents showed them a VHS that they had done.
What's that?
Yeah, I know. And they were watching it, and I had come in, and they turned to me, their little face, and said, "Is that you?" With all little screwed up faces, like, you geriatricians couldn't possibly be doing that. So no, and I think as they get older, and as you say now, when the friends' parents say, "Oh, I used to watch," then it gives you some cred.
I know, and they sort of cringe. It's like, oh my God, really?
So I feel like I have to ask, what did you think about the reboot that they did? Obviously, they've announced it's not coming back for season 2.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. The way it was set up wasn't
How can you put it up against the Australian Open to start with? The tennis?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, come on, choose the time when you're going to play it. And they should have just done it very similar to what it was. If you look at the UK, how successful that was. Same music, characters, the uniforms, the games.
The live crowd.
The live crowd.
Yeah, huge mistakes.
All that sort of thing. Like, Australia tried to do it on a real budget, and look, that's what happened.
And it's not a budget type show to do. And I think too, you
and
saw
a nice live audience as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And you saw it was like reasonably healthy viewership in the first, and then it was just like, nah, this is awful.
I think people got let down, and then that was
straight
it.
away.
They didn't come
it was
back.
yeah. As Lourene sort of indicated, budget, gladiators, the two don't go together.
Yeah. And they probably spent it all on Bo Ryan, all the money.
It's just because you love him.
I do love him. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed.
But I was excited to see it back. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I know.
Gladiators and some of the games like that eliminator at the end with a pyramid thrown in. OMG, that'd be tough.
It would be.
What was your favourite event?
I had a couple, probably Gauntlet. I used to love playing that as a contestant and as a gladiator.
And she was like, you were a jewel queen as well. So I would
love the jewel as well. Pyramid was good. Look, they were all fun games.
They were,
it was the best time.
When you went on as a challenger, did you expect to get through and become
No. You can't think like that. All I want to do is really well to lift up my profile, to get some scholarship or sponsorship to travel, because I was doing karate, because everything was like self-funded.
And you were a PE teacher at the same time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a PE teacher.
Yeah.
So I was just that steely-eyed person. I just took one game or one heat, whatever it was, at a time, and it just went from there. But then when I got to the grand final, that's when they said to me, well, if you win tonight, we're going to make you the new gladiator, just to put extra pressure on me, because it's pretty tough.
And
you're still going to get a head start,
And you know what? She was steely-eyed.
Yeah.
She was the only contestant that came on that I went, oh, shit.
Hang on, I think I'm in trouble.
Am I up against her again?
Well, she's tall too, right? She would have been pretty
but she was like
intimidating.
super focused, right? In it, it's like,
that was like karate, right? Like,
yeah, she was super focused, and she was like
scaring you before she began.
Take no prisoners in that one. I
Love
loved it. It was like, oh shit, now I've got to go into the wall. Up the wall, and I remember you stood on my hand. Remember, and when you came down, I was like, actually, you're pretty good. I have no hand left, but
that wasn't my forte though. I wasn't good at the wall and hang tough. They were probably my two weaknesses.
Yeah, but I think you were pretty good. You're such an all rounder. But I think she was the only contestant where we all went, ooh.
That's great.
Yeah, we were pretty happy when she was on our side.
I was going to say, because now gladiators can't go up against gladiators. No. So once she became a gladiator, you were like, phew, I don't have to do that again.
You don't have to see her again or anything. She's on our side.
It was such a great, it was another thing too, I found for young girls, that they had these role models, all these gladiator women who they could look up to and inspired to be. It was so good. We used to get letters, and they used to have these autograph signings and shopping centre visits. There was just hundreds of kids. It was so good.
It is good because you were fit, healthy, strong women. Yeah. And that's exactly what all young girls need to see, right?
Well, that's back in 97, so it's better now. Back then, what was there for the women?
No, there wasn't. And you know what? Just you see young boys and girls, come running up and being involved or being inspired to continue with their sports, and it was just
great.
Yeah, it was
heaps
amazing.
Of kids, boys and girls, they just loved it.
You were sort of like the Spice Girls. You know how you'd pick one of your favourites? Like you were like the Spice Girls, but healthy, fit Spice Girls.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when it ended? Now, obviously, I've talked to Jules about this, but how did you feel like when that came to a close and you thought, oh, what do we do now? Is that how it worked for you?
It was sad that it ended, but I just went back to my karate and my teaching. Or then I started actually my personal training business. So I still had an avenue, and I still continued my martial arts. So it wasn't as though, oh gosh, I've got nothing to do now.
Yeah.
It probably elevated and took my career to another level because of that exposure, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's how I got involved with Russell Crowe, because he was filming Gladiator. I was a gladiator, and he just thought, what a great synergy. He was looking for a woman personal trainer. So that's what happened for me. It sort of took me to the next level.
How did Russell Crowe find you, other than the TV show? Like, how did he approach you? Like, does he just ring you up and go, it's Russell Crowe?
Pretty much. So it's always who you know, right?
Yeah.
So I was training or started personal training at Recreation Health Club, which was in High Street, Armidale, which was probably very iconic. And there was a gentleman by the name of John Toomey who was involved with the Richmond Footy Club back then. And he just came up to me. He says, "Oh, Lourene, Russell Crowe, do you know him?" I didn't really know him. I thought, is that the guy that Stomper Stomper? I don't know if you know that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a trainer, do you want to, for 6 months, are you interested? And I never say no. I'm just one of those people that, explore the opportunity. Let's see where that goes. Anyway, he gave his phone number to this girlfriend of his first because she was going to sort of filter me out before I spoke to Russell. And she just asked me a few questions. Have you traveled much? Are you married? How old you are? Have you got any kids? All those sort of things. And I didn't think any more of it. And then one day I come home and, the old message banks with the lights flashing.
With the tape, you come home and it'd be
You
flashing.
have 3 messages.
Oh, it's flashing. So I went to press play and it's going, "Hello, this is Russell Crowe. Can you please give me a call?"
Wow.
What's going on? Give him a call, right? I was all excited. It's like, so then I rang him and they flew me up to Coffs Harbour. That's where he was. And we had a bit of an interview and then basically started 6 weeks later.
Wow. And so how long were you with Russ?
I think about 4 years, 4 years on and off, during all those movies, Gladiator times.
Was it all personal training? What did you do?
Yeah, mostly personal training. So he travels around the world. He's on his own. He has an entourage, like a small entourage.
Yeah.
So some of the movies, like A Beautiful Mind, where he didn't have to put on size or not. It was a very demanding movie mentally. So then I'd be used, okay, let's go for a walk and let's go to the gym together. And also I was a little bit of security as well for him to always keep an eye out for people like photographers and paparazzi and things like that. So being an Aussie, and there was another Aussie as well, we just travel together. It was great.
Yeah.
So just travel with him, and then we come back here and train him here and just become part of his family. It was just an amazing opportunity, an amazing experience. Got to meet some incredible people, went to some incredible places that I wish I'd taken. I wish I was more aware of it when I was in it.
Yeah, but it was just happening. Yeah, it does. I can understand. So it was just rolling out and you're just sort of doing it day by day. But
just doing it day by day, yeah.
But it's good to reflect upon those things.
Yeah.
Was Russell Crowe a good, person to train? Did he like training, or was he a bit like, "Oh, don't make me do it"?
Like you.
Like me.
He's
Am I
very,
like
very
Russ?
focused. So whatever the film role is, he will become that person.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing like that.
All the time. So he's very, very amazing. But I also changed Shane Warne. So you've got an athlete and you've got an actor, 2 totally different people.
Yeah.
And an athlete who smoked cigarettes and did all this.
Yeah, I know. So, Russell might say, "I'll see it at the gym at 10 o'clock. He will arrive at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right, just the way he is.
Yeah.
Whereas Shane, if it was, we're going to meet at 10 o'clock, he'd be at 9:30. You know what I mean? So
totally different mindset.
People, different mindsets, but both brilliant in their way of what they did.
Absolutely.
So how close did you get to Shane Warne when you were working with him? I mean, was it a horrible thing to hear of his passing? How did you feel about that?
Absolutely. Every time he was in Australia, he'd say, "Hey, Lourene, I want to do 2 weeks of training. Let's get together." So, I remember clearly coming home from the gym one morning and I heard the announcement, he's died, passed away. I just remember collapsing to the floor.
Very sad. It's Australian icon.
He's a big character of Australia, right?
Yeah.
You miss him on Channel 9 or whatever, on the TV, his commentary, just what he did for Australia. You just miss that.
Very
much.
Personality. He had such a good sense of humour as well. He was just a larrikin. Yeah.
Good bloke.
Yeah.
You know?
Big loss, big loss.
Big loss, big loss.
All right. Well, actually, I had that written down. I was going to ask you about Russell Crowe, but you got there first. Yay. Now, after, you've sort of got into now still the fitness tips, and you're really big on social media giving us all these amazing bits like 5 ways to get better sleep and all that sort of stuff, because you're very big on sleep, steps,
Protein. And hydration.
Hydration, resistance training or weight training. And then I just think that you need to definitely take some form of supplements these days as well.
Yeah.
Huge on it.
Yeah, which you've got that you're out there talking about all the time, which is amazing.
What is it that you're...
Tell us about that.
Yeah. The
So
drink.
mine's based on redox, okay, which is really, really interesting. So let me just paint this little scenario. Do you ever wonder how you walk and talk and how we're doing this, how that actually happens?
Yeah.
That actually happens with our cells being signaled, okay? So a lot of cell signals happen in our body. And when we're young, we have an abundance of that. It's really, really good because what that means is we've got these trillions and trillions of these molecules that are keeping our cells healthy. But as we age, our body's ability to make them diminish because of toxins, lifestyle, stress, oxidative stress as well, everything, all the lifestyle choices. So you start to see and feel the signs of aging from the outside and the inside. So when it's on the outside and there's something going wrong, you can, better go to the doctor and see what that growth is or what that is. But I can't put a camera on the inside and exactly the same is happening on the inside, okay? So you can eat as much as greens and kale, berries and everything like that. I'm not a kale. I'm not a berry, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to help the health of my cells. Yes, it's important to have the materials, but I need to give it the tools. So I can top up my body now with these redox molecules. So it's like a spark plug that turns on my body and it reverses the aging and enhances the healing. So that's what you want. You want your own body to do what it's designed to do, is to heal, look younger, feel younger, and keep away inflammation, oxidative stress. That is the key.
And so about our age group would be pretty important to start this sort of stuff now, right? Because
what happens is, like, when you're in your teens, or I'm talking about a healthy teen now, and then your 20s, you get away, the 30s, you're getting away, then all of a sudden around 40, aches and pains and things start to come in. And let's also put in the picture here, no hydration or bad hydration. They don't sleep well, no protein, they're not exercising, and they're not doing any weight training.
And we've got menopause looming.
That's right. Hormones everywhere.
Right. Yeah, hormones are out of whack. They're not feeling good about themselves. They're feeling haggard, and it's like, oh my God, I need to do something about this. It is amazing how many people don't do anything about their health until it's compromised. So instead of spending thousands of dollars, another thing too, that what they want to try and do, they'll go to the doctor straight away. What will the doctor do? Let me just write you out a script, shall we? Where's some nice little action steps they can take, like increase your uptake of protein? What are you doing with your hydration? What do you mean you only have a glass of water a day? How the hell is your digestive system supposed to work? It's like putting on the dishwasher or the washing machine with no water. You want your dishes clean?
Yeah, no oil in the car.
Yeah.
No oil in the car, right? So it's all these things, that the simple steps I just try and teach people. And then if I want to accelerate that and support that and keep the doctor away, I just shared the supplement.
That's right. And hand in hand with all of those things, that leads you step forward into a much more healthy, much more positive side of lifestyle, I suppose, and life itself. And I think
you start to feel good about yourself, don't you?
And I think people understand the eating, and they understand the the water aspect, the hydration and sleep. They understand. I'm not saying that they do it.
Sometimes you can't get sleep though. Like it's hard to fall asleep or stay asleep.
Hello.
And why? Because they're
dehydrated.
Really?
And I think then they just forget also that, they think lifting heavy things is for people who are bodybuilders, and then they forget the importance of that side of things too, which also helps you sleep, getting out there, doing exercise, doing your steps.
It's nothing to other. A lot of people have misunderstood that, I don't want to go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym.
No.
Like, it's probably in my 40s, like I did CrossFit and all these crazy cardio out sessions. It's like, hang on, what the heck for? And then you create stress in your body and everything.
Yeah.
When really all you need to do is resistance training. Now I mix it up, whatever that may be, but I always make sure that I get a minimum of 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah, that can be hard.
Easier on the body.
I was talking to you about this the other day, wasn't I?
Because my job involves me sitting in front of a computer most of the day or in a studio in front of a microphone. So to get those 10,000 steps, like that's how many hours of walking after work?
Well, not necessarily hours and hours.
So I do say this, okay, if you're doing 2,000 now,
Yeah.
let's get to 5,000.
See, that's good. That's like an increment rather than go, you have to get the 10.
Andrea.
You don't have to get the 10.
Andrea.
I'm listening to her.
Yeah, but if you
And
listen to Lourene, because clearly you're not listening to me.
Yeah, but she's giving
And then you
me...
clock it,
Yeah.
watch it.
I've got the
And then
watch.
weekends, that's where you go for your big walks.
Yeah.
Yep. I've
That's where
only
you're
done
going to be.
5,974 steps today.
That's awesome. You'll guess what we'd be doing after the podcast.
And that's a win, right? So don't say I've only done.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So tomorrow's Saturday. So why don't you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to try and get to 7,000 steps or
Yep.
maybe 10,000 steps. And you don't have to do it all at once.
Yep.
You might do 3,000 in the morning, a couple thousand here and whatnot, okay? But the thing is, you should say over the weekend, I'm not going to go to bed
Yep.
until I see my watch or my phone say 7,000 steps.
I saw you on social media going, don't go to bed until you've got your steps. And I was like, oh.
You understand that Andrea's going to be calling me at about 11 o'clock tomorrow night going, hey, what are you doing?
Talk to me. I'm getting my steps in.
Yeah, that's right. I know it's funny because so many people must watch. It's good because it's rinse and repeat my message, but it's getting through.
Yeah.
it
And I think
is.
it's also you're ready to listen when you're ready to listen. So,
Yeah.
you have to keep repeating yourself in this industry and promoting that.
I want everyone to go and follow you on socials because
Absolutely.
you really are giving wonderful chunks of information that is very easily digestible for people like me.
Yeah.
So please tell us, where do we find you? You're on Insta?
Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook, and it's just my name.
Yeah.
TikTok's really funny,
Fantastic.
right? Because
We'll pop this at the end.
I think that I've got my TikTok live happening now.
Yeah.
That is an incredible platform.
Yeah.
It has its downfalls as well, but
Yes.
it's just.
But there's a lot of people
Instagram,
there.
I like playing on Instagram, Facebook, all of them. So even LinkedIn. I'm even on LinkedIn. So
Speaking of which, we had some people send some questions in.
Yes, questions.
We had some questions for
And
you.
oh, cool. Here we go.
Here we go. We've got one. No, we don't. Yes,
should
we
have
do.
let her handle Instagram.
Exactly. Have we ever got Vulcan and Tower on, Jewel? Who is your money on?
Oh, Vulcan.
I don't know. Ron does not like to be hit. Any rematch, either of, talking to both of us, any rematch either of you wish you could have had one more shot at?
What game?
I guess so, yes. I would have liked my rematch is with Lourene. I was, I just want to be on the other side of the wall though. I'll just race ya.
I love
Yes.
What about you? Any rematch?
Oh, Storm. I've got to have to beat Storm on Pursuit. She beat me on that one. I don't like that.
No, that's not good, is it? Go, Stormy.
I love her. She's a weapon.
She is, and a beautiful one. You both went to England for the Ashes too. Did you know that it would be your last Gladiator hurrah?
No, I had no idea, but what an experience to go into a stadium that had like 16,000 people.
Amazing, wasn't it?
We couldn't walk out on the street. We had fans running after us.
It was really awesome.
What a production. Yeah, it was amazing.
Now, we've got a special question here from someone that you know. It says, Delta wants to know if she was your favourite.
I had no favourites.
That was actually sent in by Kaz.
Yeah.
You know what? They're all family. We all got on so well. It was so good. And like to be connected with a lot of them now, which is great. Unfortunately, we're all spread out around the country. It'd be great to see each other a bit more often.
Yeah.
But it is amazing.
It's good though, but we're all connected on, that social media that we don't like and we do like. It's good to be able to catch up all the time.
We should do like as many of the girls as we can on a Zoom one
We
day.
will do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be great.
We're going to have
reunion.
We're going to have to hold a flag up or something. Then it's your turn to
talk. Yes, there'll need to be a moderator. That'll be me.
Will it though?
Yeah, rapid fire questions.
Let's do rapid
How about?
fire.
You can do it, or you want me to do it?
You've got the glasses on. Excellent.
Yes, I have the glasses on, so I'm the one for rapid fire. Are you ready? First thing that comes to your mind.
Let's hit it.
A male gladiator you had a crush on back in the day.
Oh, Pred. I love Pred. Predator, Tony Porro.
Tony.
Excellent. Worst thing about your gladiator costume?
I said it was too big.
Yeah, too big, too wide. Like they could have made it more.
I was joking. Mine was like a toothpick.
They could have made it more sexy.
Could have made it more sexy, really? You guys look like you were fighting wedgies a lot of the time.
Do you know what? Most of us didn't really love ours. I think Kaz liked hers, but I didn't actually mind mine either. Mine was a two-piece. It held bits in place.
Yeah, yours was nice.
All right. Next question. Vices. Sweet or savoury?
Oh, sweet.
And what's the favourite sweet?
Oh, look, you can't go past chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Caramel slice.
Any kind.
A caramel slice. I love it. That was very specific.
All right. Gun to
Very
your head.
specific.
Gun to your head. Big Mac or a Whopper? Which one would you eat?
Oh, either really, but probably Big Mac.
Yeah. Macca's. All right. Favourite thing to do on a down day when you're not running around?
I just love being home. Yeah. Putting the feet up, put a movie on, just chilling.
Yeah.
Love that.
Watching a
exhilarating.
movie. That's pretty amazing.
What are you watching on streaming TV right now?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm not a big fan for that, believe it or not, but I am watching The Queen of the South
Queen
on
of the
Netflix.
South.
Apparently it's good.
Is that about drug
Everyone
dealers?
telling me it is. It's all about the drug lords and
Yeah.
it's pretty brutal. It's pretty ruthless. It's pretty true.
Yeah.
And the reason why it came up is because Russell, we did a movie, Ensenada and Rosarito, where those poor two boys got taken. And that south of the border is just ruthless down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it came up. And I was talking about a conversation, and then someone said, "Oh, you should watch Queen of the South." And watching it's like, oh my God, this is just what it's like.
Goodness gracious.
So thumbs up for that.
I'm going to put that on my watch list.
Me too.
All right.
Yep.
Alone time or friend time?
Alone time.
Really?
I love my friends. They get me wrong. I do enjoy time on my own.
Yeah, and you just
I'm
don't get
a
it.
big introvert.
Yeah.
Huge introvert. So I need to have that to recharge.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Total sense. All right. Kiss, marry, kill.
And you choose which one you'd kiss, marry, or kill.
George Clooney, David Koch, and Hamish Blake. You have to kiss one, marry one, and kill one.
Oh, that's so Oh.
Those names again.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Nah, kill.
Kill George
Oh.
Clooney. Now you're left
Oh, yeah,
either
no.
marrying
Right.
David Koch or Hamish Blake.
You
Who are
can't
you going to
pull that
marry?
face.
I know. Well, I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't marry David Koch, I can tell you.
No, I won't marry him. I'll have to marry Hamish.
Marry Hamish, so that means you're going to kiss David Koch. You find
Okay,
Koshy
that's
hot.
all right.
Oh, you just
That's
went
a
down
bad
in my
lot of
books.
cock.
We didn't say this would be all fun.
Oh, that is horrific.
And the worst thing you've ever had to do to earn $1?
Go to bloody Centrelink in the queue and waiting for my dole check. Or not dole check.
I know what you
Centrelink
mean,
check
yeah.
like a single mum. Mate,
Yeah.
you feel guilty. You're like, what have I done?
Yeah.
I understand that.
That's
Yeah,
a
no, it's
great
the worst
answer.
But you
ever.
know what?
Never ever will I go back there again.
Do what you do to support your kids.
Yeah. 100%. You
Always.
single mothers, I am not one, but I have the most utmost respect because I don't think I could do it
You could.
on my own.
And you do.
You guys are incredible.
Yeah.
So power
Shout
to you.
out to all
Yes.
the single mums.
Yeah.
And all those single mums, can I say this? If you are looking for additional income or a bit of a side hustle, please reach out to me because that's my forte is helping mums to stay at home, be their kids and earn some money.
Yeah,
And
well
it's
said.
helped you, so you're a good example of how it works.
Yeah,
Good.
definitely.
Love it. We thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us. It's been inspiring to hear what you what you've been through and what you're up to now. So absolutely love that, and hopefully you'll come back to talk
Thank
to
you.
us again.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, definitely. We'll get on all the glads and we'll do that with all the girls. That'll be fun.
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds like a date.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Lourene.
Thank you, Lourene.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye.
Lourene Bevaart, what a woman.
She is. I think it's wonderful. She's inspiring so many people to be their best selves.
Yeah.
So
And she's had some tough times.
yeah,
Like
tough times, absolutely, and some amazing times too. Russell Crowe,
Shane Warne.
I know. So
What was your celebrity list?
Oh, why do you say it like that?
Well, because she's got some pretty big names on hers.
Yeah, they're blockbuster
Not that we're being
names.
competitive.
No,
but-
not at all. You know what? Everyone I train is a celebrity.
Oh, I love your answer. That's great. But let's get real.
Okay, well, Sam Newman a couple of times and Julia Morris a few times as well.
I love
Yeah.
Julia Morris.
Yeah, you do. You just like her because,
She reminds me of me.
yeah, and you want to go on a celebrity, get me out of here.
No, you want to go on Celebrity Get Me Out
If
of Here.
I'm
No,
going on
I
there-
want you to go on
That's right. That's
Celebrity.
more the point. You want me to go on there. But you
Yeah.
told me someone ate a pig's nose, so that made me feel like, "Nah."
You could do it.
What, a pig's nose?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got it in you. I think I'm going to email someone. Either that or maths. I'm not sure which, but we'll get you on one of them.
You know what? What's scary is I think you would probably put me up for it.
I would.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would. All right. So we asked Lourene some questions, some rapid fire questions.
Oh, yeah,
And
you know what? I like that as a new segment. I think we're going to do that with lots of people.
Yeah.
I like rapid fire.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
far can we push rapid fire?
Well, we're about to find out. Can I ask you rapid fire questions?
Well, you can, yeah. Same questions.
Similar. Some of them are the same. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
You'll be fine. Which gladiator did you have a crush on back in the day?
Well, quite obviously, that would have been Taipan, which is Michael. But I will say, never married to him, people.
That's not what Google says.
No, I know.
I trust Google. You secretly married him.
Yes, that's right. Hi, Michael.
Worst thing about your gladiator costume?
It was so big. Okay, maybe that was small. It was up the clacker.
It was on the teeny tiny side.
It was.
One word to describe me.
Oh, bestie.
Oh,
Yay!
what a great word.
I didn't even have to think about it.
No, you didn't. I actually thought I'd have to wait a bit. Favourite chip flavour?
I only eat hot chips.
Oh, don't you eat crisps?
No, don't like them. But I like Nando's hot chips.
Yeah, they're good. They're
Berry salt.
berry. All right. Gun to your head. Would you scull a six-pack or down a bottle of vodka?
I don't advocate that sort of
I'm
drinking.
just wondering because I'll go shopping for our night out tomorrow.
Vodka.
Excellent. Favourite thing to do on a down day?
I think for me, love watching movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a rom-com?
All of them. Do you know what? The only thing I don't know, the only genre I don't like is horror.
Oh, I used to hate it. Now I'm sort of addicted to the...
No, don't do it.
Oh, okay.
There's been enough horror.
Now, Disney, Netflix or Stan?
All of them, but if I had to choose one, Netflix, I think.
Netflix is the best. It's
Yeah.
got Bridgerton.
Yeah, I know.
Alone time or friend time?
Obviously, friend time, Andrea,
With your bestie.
with you.
Good girl. Now, kiss, marry, kill.
And you choose which one you'd kiss, marry, or kill.
Your choices are
Yep,
Bo Ryan,
of course.
Bo Ryan, and Bo Ryan's wife. Kiss, marry, kill.
Andrea, this is this is so
Answer
rigged.
the question.
Okay. I look at you. I know that you've got the face that's going, Julie, you must choose Bo Ryan to
Kiss.
Yes.
You must choose Bo Ryan to
Marry.
And
Yes.
I am sorry, Bo Ryan's wife. I don't know your name. I don't want to
Kill.
In this case, I kind of feel
She
like,
has to.
yeah, because Andrea won't be my bestie.
I refuse if she...
You know, you're becoming a Bo Ryan
Oh
stalker.
my God, I'm so sorry, Bo. If you ever hear this, I will cringe. But we are watching the new series of Top Gear
Of course.
because it's got Bo Ryan. No, that and my son is a massive Top Gear fan.
But that's not really the reason.
But I watch it because Bo Ryan's on it. And let me tell you, ladies, he gets his kid off a couple of times.
Yeah, actually, he's got a good kit.
Oh,
And he looks pretty good in Mark's suit,
he
hammer suit.
is the poster boy for fitness.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yes, maybe.
He is fit.
Yeah.
Fit.
We want to get him on the show, Andrea.
Fit.
Shall we ask him to join us on the show?
We should.
Yeah.
He'll probably say no, but we'll give it a go.
Well, you won't be able to talk when he's on here.
You'll have to ask the questions.
Yeah.
All right, well, that wraps up
Yeah.
our episode for this week. Oh, no, it doesn't.
What?
I decided something.
What did you decide?
I decided on a new segment.
We're always doing new segments. That's what I love about this show.
Yeah, but I thought we could do this every week. Just real quick.
Okay, what is it?
Highlights and hiccups.
Okay.
So you just got to think of a highlight and a hiccup from the last time I saw you.
Okay.
All right. So for me, right, mine is my highlight. You are starting to rub off on me as much as you think you're not. Because I was on a long car drive the other day, dinner time, could have pulled in to drive through.
And?
Didn't. Went to the supermarket, got myself a roast chicken and some very healthy looking wraps. And I made that when I got home and fed that to myself and my son. So tick for me, highlight.
Yeah, that's a huge tick for you. And for anyone, I think, stopping yourself doing that, quick fix. And it's actually quite, inspiring and showing strength of character, because to go into a supermarket, shop for the food.
It's more energy.
Yeah, but that's right. Get out of the car and do the whole thing and then take it home and then prepare it,
And I had a really big day.
And did you enjoy it though when you got home?
It was really good, and I felt good for it. I felt like I'd achieved something. Just beating that little voice inside my head that goes, it's easier, it's quicker. You can feed your son while we're driving home, so when we get home, he doesn't have to do the eating.
You also know that it's not good for you when you do that, and you sort of, there's a little voice also that's like you're down on yourself a bit. So I think that's a huge step forward in the right direction. But I do sort of offer this again, is get yourself a little lunchbox or whatever and take some snacks so you don't get to the point where you are starving.
Yeah, and just to get my son home without him whinging, because that's what I had to deal with, the whinging.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's probably not going to. He's probably not going to think the lunchbox.
He's not.
Yeah, food
Although
is.
he's very good. If I gave him strawberries or something, he'd be like, "Oh, strawberries! He loves fruit."
You can't really carry them all day.
No, true.
So, what's the hiccup?
I was premenstrual, and Old Gold have released a cherry ripe variety of their chocolate.
And you obviously like it, yes?
I love it.
I find it a bit sweet. I've had some myself.
Interesting. Yeah. That's your hiccup, is it?
Well, not this week, no. But what I will say is that your only hiccup this week, Andrea?
Oh, look, if I was being totally honest, no, not my only hiccup.
Right. And what
Might
else?
have been a couple other little things.
Like?
I don't know. My husband brought home a snack size, violet crumbly snack pack thing. Might have had one of them.
Right. And last week we did speak about you taking up a challenge which you accepted, which is to eat foods under 15 grams of sugar per 100 grams. Did you do that?
I mean, I remember the challenge. I couldn't remember you saying I had to eat that. I just remember you saying to look at it.
Yes, look at it first to see what's in it and don't eat anything that has more than 15 grams of sugar.
So if it did, I just closed my eyes and ate it.
Yeah, but something was brought to
I'm sure it doesn't have more than 15.
Yeah, right. Something was brought to my attention the day after we did this podcast, is that you were at work and I've got the video of you saying that I'm going to consume a Milky Bar.
Look.
How many grams of sugar in a Milky Bar, Andrea?
I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't look.
You just told me you looked
because
at everything.
I knew it would be over 15 grams per 100, Julie. I knew it. And I ate it anyway. I start work pretty early on a Saturday morning preparing for my shift.
Andrea.
And I go into Gold 104.3. And when you walk through those doors, they have a jar. And it's full full of chocolate.
Yeah.
So I may have taken a Milky Bar. I may have mentioned that in my little video on my social media that I do before every show.
Well, I challenge you again now with something. I want you to go to work when no one's looking. I want you to empty that jar and fill it up with protein powder. And a scoop.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah?
Wouldn't they love me at the social club?
Yeah, that's right. You won't be popular, but they'll all be healthy.
Oh.
Yeah.
With love from Fury.
Yeah, that's right.
With a note on the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
I'm prepared to.
Not doing it.
You're a chicken. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chicken has protein.
So that's, all right. I've confessed. I've done the thing. Now, what are your highlights and hiccups? Highlight, go.
Right. Oh, highlight. I'd say highlight for me this fortnight is because I've been so busy. I wrote myself a new training program. I challenged myself to throw in some exercises that I hadn't done for quite a while that I thought were like, oldies but goodies, and just tweak them a little bit and see how that went. And I got to tell you, the first week I walked around pretty sore.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you wrote yourself a good one then.
Yeah, did. And yeah, from shoulders right through to legs. I was a good sore, a gym sore.
I knew yours would be so much better than my highlight.
Well, that was the first week, and I was so busy this week that I probably only visited that twice.
Still better than mine.
That could be called a hiccup, but so that was good. I felt really good about that.
Yeah.
It's you're thinking about it all the time, and just to implement that was good.
Nice. And what was your hiccup?
My hiccup was was from last fortnight's podcast, which we talked about me consuming a whole packet of chocolate-covered teddy bear biscuits. And I managed to spawn a couple of beautiful pimples out of that, one in particular. So, yeah, that was not good. I'm attributing that to just the last teddy bear that I ate.
Yeah, that one.
The others were fine.
Yeah, the others were all friendly. It was just that nasty little
that
one
may
at the
or
end.
may not be true.
Can I see
you
it?
cannot.
No.
It's almost gone now.
Yeah, it's almost gone.
Yeah.
You're almost back to perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, we're going to do that every week. Highlights and hiccups. So start thinking when you're doing your week.
Yeah. Ooh, hiccup.
And hiccups cannot be your hiccup.
Yep, got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us yet again. And if you've made it this far in the podcast, we assume you're already following us maybe.
If not, make sure you do, okay?
Hit that follow. And leave us a review because other people might want to know something about this podcast.
Yeah.
You might be able to be that voice of reason.
I don't know. Are we reasonable?
Influence?
But I will also say, if you have questions for us, let us know. Contact us through Insta or Facebook, and let us know what you're interested in.
We are even on TikTok.
Yes, look at us go.
I'm so hip. I'm so now. I know how to use TikTok.
Can you teach me?
Yeah. I'll teach you Instagram first, all right, Jules?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. See ya.
See you.
Evolv the Podcast.
Say goodbye to Andrea and Julie.
This episode of Evolv the Podcast was co-produced by Julie Saunders and Andrea Waycott. If you wish to get in contact with the show, please reach out on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or email evolvethepodcast@gmail.com. That is Evolv with no E. Thanks for listening. Till next time.